What technologies have you learned from the process of constructing this product? I feel that my Photoshop skills have dramatically improved in all aspects: airbrushing, color construction, and photo editing. I am glad that I learned more skills in Photoshop as it is a very useful tool. I found it particularly useful in constructing my front cover as I was able to play around with colour in order to see what worked and what didn't. Photoshop made this easy and nothing was set in stone, and it was very simple to change. In the construction process, I also discovered PhotoBucket. This is a photo sharing website that allowed me to upload my photos that I could then post to my blog. I enjoyed using this and found it very easy to navigate through. After this, I then found SlideShare, which I used on the blog to show my photos. I think this is a very fantastic and attractive way of showing photos, as it doesn't take up too much room and the transition is very visually appealing. Blogger was also a tool that I picked up from scratch. Having never used the site before, I found it useful that I could insert embedded videos in HTML into my blog, as I wanted to keep all my information on my page as opposed to navigating off links. I had previously used YouTube and already had an account. However, I found it an amazing tool because I was able to upload my readers' opinions, such as my preliminary reader evaluation, directly onto YouTube, then embed it onto my blog. I borrowed a DSLR camera to construct my photos of my magazine and had to quickly figure out all of the different settings and modes on the camera. I shot all of my photos in RAW so that the resolution would be high, then editing them in Photoshop and converting them to JPEG later. I also used an external flash and a white backdrop so that the photos would be clear with no other distractions in the photos. However, in the photos on my contents page, I wanted it to look as though these were taken from my house during the interview. I went for a very simplistic look on the contents page because I wanted it to have a sense of space and also to look like they were old Polaroids placed upon a photo light box. I wanted to take on the characteristics of the Glamour magazine contents, where it was very simple, clean, with neat columns, which would appeal to my female readers. Creating a link between the magazines women currently read and the market I'm trying to tap into would associate them and make them already familiar and comfortable reading into this magazine genre. My interviewing skills also had to be dramatically improved, as I'd never constructed an interview. I had to make sure that I asked the question in a way that was not intimidating or vague. I found them particularly useful in constructing my magazine, as the opinions of my potential readers were the basis for many of my ideas. I also learned how to use a video editing program called iMovie. Whilst doing my interviews, I was able to cut out parts that I didn't need and brighten the video so that it was easier to see.